Speaker, I now am pleased to yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Louisiana, Dr. Fleming, a physician who knows a little bit about clinical trials.
The gentleman is recognized for 3 minutes.
I thank the gentleman, my friend from Louisiana, and Mr. Chairman, I have two special, I think, investments in this bill. The Improving Access to Clinical Trials Act. One is that of being a physician, family physician for 34 years. The other is that I have a grandson who was born with cystic fibrosis almost a year to the day. He was born essentially clinically dead. His bowels, his colon, in fact, had ruptured in utero as a result of his cystic fibrosis. He was delivered. It was an emergency delivery. He spent the first 2 months of his life in the NICU, and several times we thought we would lose him, and he's had a rocky course since then. Today, as a child of a year old, he's catching up with all of his developmental milestones. His health is good, relatively speaking, and he's a beautiful young blessing to my family. And he still has a very rocky course, and we know just some of the statistics having to do with cystic fibrosis. There are approximately 30,000 people today with this disease. In the 1950s, children rarely lived beyond kindergarten with this disease. Today, the average age is 37. We see people even in their 60s with cystic fibrosis. More than 30% of potential therapies that we have are in the CF drug development pipeline today. Many wonderful therapies. We can even see over the horizon that we may someday have a cure within our lifetime. In the next 2 to 3 years, we will need more than 7,000 cystic fibrosis patients to participate in the clinical trials. And so this problem that we have today with the fact that reimbursement from these clinical trials can ratchet down on one's SSI payments or Medicaid or Medicare, of course, is, I think, a real impediment, a real blocking stone for developments and strategies and therapies that we have for our clinical trials. So again, Mr. Speaker, I stand with my colleagues today on both sides of the aisle in this very bipartisan bill that we support the Improving Access to Clinical Trials Act, and I urge each and every one of my colleagues to vote in favor of it. Thank you, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back his time. Gentleman from Washington.
Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time and